Good evening. We can start today's session. Today's session is about one word substitution, sentence improvement, ordering of words in sentence, and ordering of sentences. Okay. The first question is a light sailing boat built specially for racing, which is the boat that is built for specially for sailing. Can you just guess? It's your. It's a high performance. It is designed slightly for competitive racing. Okay. Next one. A fixed orbit in space in relation to Earth. What is it? It's a fixed. Okay, so what it can be? It is geostationary. Next one. A style in which a writer makes a display of his knowledge. What can it be? It is pedantic. Next one. A religious discourse. What is it? It is sermon. Next one. A place that provides refuge. Asylum. It protects individuals, okay, refugees. Next one. Detailed plan of a journey. What can it be? Itinerary. It's a detailed plan. Okay, when you're going somewhere, you'll plan a journey or plan route. A person who insists on something. What is it? It is stickler. Okay, someone who insists on something. It's a type of behavior. A drawing on transparent paper. It's a transparent paper, so what can it be? Transparency. One who believes that all things and events are predetermined. What can it be? Person. Okay, it's a person. Fatalist. A schoolboy who cuts class frequently. Yes. So a person, a boy who cuts class frequently is truant. The act of violating the sanctity of the church. What can it be? Sacrilege. It's a violation, it's misuse, offenses for sacred things we are violating. Okay. A place where monks live as a secluded community. Okay, monks, they live in secluded community. What can it be? This monastery. One who is fond of fighting. A person who is always fond of fighting. This bellicose. Tending to move away from the center or axis. Okay, it's moving away from the axis. What can it be? It is centrifugal. Okay, it's moving away. Person of good understanding, knowledge, and reasoning power. A person who has good understanding, knowledge, and reasoning power. What do we call that person? Intellectual. One absorbed in his own thoughts and feelings. He is always absorbed in his own thoughts and feelings. What is it? It is introvert. One who does not marry, especially as a religious obligation. A person who does not marry, especially as a religious obligation, is a celibate. A person who tries to deceive people by claiming to be able to do wonderful things. Okay, he is trying to deceive people, telling that he is able to do many wonderful things. What do we call that person? Trickster. To take secretly in small quantities. Okay, taking something secretly, that too smaller. That is pilferage. Policemen riding on motorcycles as guards to a VIP. Things regarding the VIP policemen. So what do we call them? Outriders. The part of a government which is concerned with making of rules. Okay, part of a government that is concerned with making rules. This legislature. The old man felled some trees in the garden with hardly no effort at all. So this is actually sentence improvement. The underlined words, they have some errors. You'll have to find out what is the error, what is the correct word. Okay. Hardly no effort. That is the error. So we can substitute it with hardly any effort, because no is also negative. Hardly is also negative. Okay. Hardly is not the adjective form of hard. Okay. Hardly means it is negative. It's as, yeah, I hardly have money. So that means he doesn't have money. Okay. So two negatives we won't write together. So it is hardly any effort. She says she has already picked me back, but I can't remember. So I will have to take her word. To take her word. That is the wrong. So what is the correct answer for it? To take her at her word. Okay, that is the correct. To take her at her word. That's the correct form. Mr. and Mrs. Ross stay in their home every evening. In their home is a wrong word. So how to correct it? Stay at home. Okay. At home every evening. When we saw him last, he ran to catch a bus. Okay. So this was some happening. Okay. It should actually be in the continuous form. So when we saw him last, he was running. Okay, it's continuous. Was running to catch the bus. She cut a sad figure in her first performance on the stage. Cut a sad figure. What's the correct form? It is cut a sorry figure. Okay, cut a sorry figure. Last evening, I went to the optician and bought spectacles. Okay, spectacles. That's wrong. So what's the correct usage of it? Spectacles. There are two things, right? So usually we will use a pair of. Okay, that's a standard usage. Pair of spectacles. I would like to avail a 15-day holiday this summer. To avail. After that, there should be something. It is the correct usage. I would like to avail myself of. Okay, avail myself of. While we would like that all the Indian children to go to school, we need to ponder why they do not. Okay. That all the while we would like that all the Indian children. So that is the error. So what is the correct form? While we would like all Indian children. Okay. All Indian children. Due these reasons, we are all in favor of universal compulsory education. What is the correct form? It is for these reasons. For these reasons. When it was feared that the serfs might go too far and gain their freedom from serfdom, the Protestant leaders joined the prince at crushing them. At crushing. That is the wrong usage. So what is the correct form? in crushing. In joined in crushing. Next is ordering of words in the sentence. So when you are using the correct answer, when you're choosing the correct answer, the main thing that you can do is you can eliminate first. Okay, so if you think the first option is the word will be R, then you will have to check which is the other option. So you can eliminate the C and D there. If at all you are thinking R is the first option, then you can eliminate C and D. Then you'll have to choose if it is A or B. Okay, so that is how you'll have to identify the ordering of the words in the sentence. Then also you should look for the subject and verb. Okay, so which may be the correct answer here. Which is the correct order? The correct order is D. That is S, Q, P, R. That is S is the issues raised by feminist and multiculturalist. So we are telling about the issues. So that is issues is the subject there. Okay. By feminist. Then the next option will be R. So issues is the subject. So R is the verb there. R certainly very important. So once you choose yes as the first option, as the first sentence that you are going to write, then you will have to check if it is SP or SQ. Okay, we can't use SP because the issues raised by feminist and multiculturalist and should shift. Okay, that is not the correct version because issues is the subject and there should be a verb after it. Okay, so the verb will be are. Okay, are certainly very important. So subject, verb and predicate. Next one, which may be the correct option. The correct option is B. Yes, that is genetic modification is the science. Okay, is the science by which? So we can't anyway write science after that pes or science perhaps. Okay, so the correct form is S, then comes B. So we can eliminate the other things. When you're starting with S, you can eliminate the other things, obviously. Next one. Which may be the answer. So the option is A. So when you are selling the editors of the present verb, so when you think Q is the first sentence that you are going to start with, then you will have to check which may be the option, either it be A or B. Okay, so C and D you can eliminate. So then you will have to check if it is QS or QP. So for that you will have to check the editors of the present verb, argue the need to understand. Okay, that is the option. So editors is the subject, the argue is the verb there. Anyway, you can't write editors of the present work A much wider. Okay, that is not the order of the sentence. Always there should be the subject and the verb. Here, editors is the subject of the present work is a prepositional phrase or telling something more about the editor. That is the subject. It will be the adjectival phrase. So obviously there should be a verb after it. Next one. Next option is C. RSQP. So, Pandit, that is the starting sentence. Then comes, so along with R, only one option is there. So you can eliminate the other three options and you can choose the only one option, that is C. It's introducing the subject. Next one is option is A. I make at least 3 drafts of a song. So after that, when you start with I make only, that is the yes option. So yes, so there's only one option with the yes in the beginning. So you can eliminate the other options like B, C, and D. Okay. I make at least 3 drafts of a song because I make what? At least 3 drafts of what? A song. Then comes the question, why? Okay. Because of. Here the answer is C. A gunman who held. Okay. Gunman is the subject. Who is the relative pronoun used there? We are telling about the gunman. What did he do? He held who? A hostage. Okay. So that is the order. Here, B is the answer. RPS. Because Ukraine has urged its citizens. Ukraine is the subject. Has urged is the verb. Its citizens is the answer to the question who. Okay. So we are telling about the citizens. So the citizens, what comes next? The citizens who are living in Russia. Okay. So the answer is B. Ukraine has urged its citizens living in Russia to leave what? The country. How? Immediately. Or when? Immediately. The subject, verb, object. How, where, when, why. That is the order. The answer is C. R QPS. R is cyclone. A cyclone. Amanti crashed into the southeastern. So after that it is Q. Southeastern coast. So cyclone Amanti is the subject. The crash coast. Okay. So there also, when you see there are two options starting with R, so you will have to eliminate the other one. So eliminate A and D. So then how to choose between B and C is you will have to check after R if it is P or Q. That's how you can utilize your time properly. Okay. Next. The answer is C, that is QRSP. We need to utilize the resources of water for what we are using for different purposes. So QR. So the only one option is there starting with Q. So you can eliminate that. The option is C, QRPS. Poor visibility made the movement of traffic very difficult to follow. Can be the answer. Answer is C. Life is a solo what? It is flight. So R and P. So there are two options with R and P. Then you'll have to check what may be the next choice. So life is a solo flight and each person, what is the next option? Each person is the subject there. So there should be a verb after it. So it is makes. So anyway, you can't write each person life or each person her. So that is not the correct option. So you'll have to choose it like this. Life is a solo flight and each person makes. Okay, makes what? His or her own journey. Next. Here, which can be the answer. The answer is D. Starts with R, so there are two options with R. This is the final word of an educational philosopher. Okay, this is what the final word of educational philosopher. Then we'll have to choose if it is Q or S. So it is actually Q because you are telling about the philosopher who has left his mark. If you are choosing A, it will be like this is the final word of a educational philosopher. After that, it is S, right? On a word. So, philosopher, about philosopher, you will have to join along with it because it's about adjectival phrase. It is telling more about the philosopher. This philosopher has left his mark. The answer is D. The Supreme Court in its majesty and has has expounded profoundly the semantic sweep of okay of article of what of article 20. The answer is A. The theater management appreciated. So appreciated, then after that, appreciated what? The popularity of such things. Okay, so that is why A is the answer. When you're choosing between A and B, we'll have to check what will be the next. So popularity of such themes. And what did he do? And emphasized. Emphasized staging plays. Scene. So that is the answer. A. This is ordering of sentences. Okay, the first sentence is given, that is S1. You'll have to check which are the other sentences we can add in between it. Okay, S1 and S6 is given. So you'll have to find out the sentences between it. So once you read the S1, you will have to get an idea of what may be the next. And similarly, when you read S6, you'll have to check what may be the sentence before it. Okay, that is how you can identify the sentences. Here, the answer is here PQRS is given. So, okay, so that order you'll have to check after this one, which are the options. The option is B. Okay, that is PSQR. So after this one, the British rule in India has brought about moral, material, cultural, and spiritual relation of this great country. So after that, it's telling about the introduction, that is a British rule. So what may be it? You're telling about the next one is B. I regard this rule as a curse. So when you're telling about this rule, so we are telling about the British rule. That was the starting, right? That was the introduction. So we are telling about that. Next one. S1 and S6 is given. You'll have to find the sentences between S1 and S6. D is the answer. That is RSQP. Now only 15 minutes were left. Each one had concluded that we were going to lose. Next one is, it was a matter. So we are telling about what was the briefing, 15 minutes left for what, and we are telling about the time. Then we are telling about the time, that is, it's a matter of minutes. Then we are telling about the final victory. Okay. So when we say about the final victory, we are thank God we rubbed the word defeat. Then comes the end sentence. Our performance was excellent. Here the answer can be C. Okay. S, R, Q, P. Different people have different hobbies. So we are starting a sentence with different people about their hobbies. Then we are describing. Okay. So that is, yes, hobby is a leisure time. We are telling about hobbies, then comes hobby is a other things. Next one. All work and no play means Jack a dull boy. There is a lot of truth in this poem. So you're telling about the proverb, then what can be the next choice? So the answer is A. You're telling about Unless people enjoy some sort of recreation, they become dull and their reading suffers as a consequence. So we are telling about the proverb all work and no play, all work and no play. So we are explaining about that. Okay, the problem without play, what is happening. Then comes the recommendation, what is to be done. So RQ, games provide the best form of recreation. Then comes the next choice, that is we are telling about the people should play for 2 hours. So what was the sentence? Games provide recreation for the people and also make their bodies strong. So that is the conclusion, right? So before that, the sentence should be people should play. Before that sentence will be then. Then is the final word like moreover, and finally. Then all these words we will use for the conclusion part, okay, end part. So that is why we are concluding these whole sentences with then. Then they can go back to their books refreshed. So then we are coming to the conclusion games. Next one. Large city is the best school for studying life. Thus, the city can teach us many aspects of life. So we are telling something about the city and the schools. So here we are telling about city. So what can be the next sentence? This Q in large city. In a large city, we encounter different types. So we are telling about the city. Then we like to tell about the people, that is the rich and the poor. Okay, so that is on the QRSP. India has achieved the second rank and states in logistics is across different states. That is a 2021 report. What may be wrong? Here the answer is it is QRES. So Haryana has achieved this one different states report. That's telling about the report. The next sentence can be the state has taken a lead. Okay, so first we are telling about the state and about the report. Then we are telling about the state that has taken the lead. Okay, what is the change that has happened? Then comes the improvement in ranking reflects focused initiatives by the state in improving the infrastructure. So the answer is Q. This is starting, right? So when Q is the starting, we'll have to check there are two options. Either it should be QR or QS. Okay. So here the option is QR. We are telling about the improvement in ranking. Then comes the report aims will be the final, and this makes Haryana a top. Then comes the which one? The report aims to evaluate the rank states. That is the yes, that is the final sentence. Then comes the LEAD 2021 frame. Okay. This answer is A, that is QRPS. That is Indian Cooperative Movement is probably one of the largest, strongest, and the oldest in the world. So you're telling about the cooperative movement. Then what can be told about it? It is the structure around the. Okay, that is the choice. So Q. So obviously there is only one option starting with Q. So you can eliminate the rest of it. This is how you can save time. Okay, when you're ordering words also and ordering sentences also. Decentralized planning is a process. Telling what process, what can be the next choice. D is the option here. The process, the decentralized planning is implemented through market. So we are telling about the implementation, then the operation, then the economic things. It is said that it's more connected with the capitalistic economies. So then comes the final sentence, but it cannot be displayed as under. So yes, R, P, and Q is said to be more connected. Next one. The answer is C. C is like many of its tropical counterparts, India was a colony of Britain. Okay. After that, colony of Britain, and what happened? The real interest rates rose. Okay, the real interest rates rose. Then what happened? Okay, the consequence we are telling. Okay, we are telling about the consequence. It rose. Then the devaluation. made politically impossible, deflation occurred. Then what happened? So we are telling about S and Q. So S and Q, there is only one option, so we can eliminate the other. What is that? The answer is, we're telling about the city and the empire. Okay. So it will be, the answer will be starting with Q. That is C is the answer. So because it's telling about the origin, then about its growth, then about its destruction. Though it fell into ruin, it lived in memory. And they remembered it. So memory, then we are telling about memory. So you need not read all the sentences. Okay, first two sentences, if you get it the correct choice, then you can eliminate the other things. The answer is C. R. R is the next option. That is globalization. We are telling about the general globalization, then the economic pressure, then the labor. Yeah, the last one will be the governments reduce tax levels in the hope of attracting inward investment. So such pressure are held to shape R. So the answer is C, that is starting with R. So it will be R, P or RS. That is the choice you have to. So this is the thing you'll have to follow when you are choosing these correct options in the word, and plus when you are ordering the words also, you'll have to look for the subject, verb, and what may be the next. Okay, when the subject is there, sometimes you'll get the explanation of the subject, that is the adjectival phrase, and then there will be a verb. Sometimes there will be explanation of the verb, that will be the verbal phrase. Then there will be an object also. Okay, subject, verb, and object. Then comes the question how or where, when. Then comes why. In that order, you have to check. Similarly, you'll have to check for at least one or two options. You'll have to eliminate the other options. Only then you can save time. Okay. Hope you all understood. See you all in our next session.